Star Trek Voyager. Trust the unknown. You are the captain of the USS Voyager. Manage your ship and crew. Plot a course through procedurally generated star systems, and that went off a bit quick. This is the very beginning of Star Trek Voyager, pretty much. Tuvok is undercover aboard the Marquis ship. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably familiar with the story of Star Trek Voyager. Ensign Harry Kim, Tom Paris from Deep Space Nine. Well, not from the show Deep Space Nine, but at the start of the series, they were on Deep Space Nine, talking to Quark. Welcome to Voyager. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the academy, ready for your first deep space assignment. It's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. Yes. We all know Tom Paris, if that's his real name. Best pilot in this sector. The Marquis. Heard a lot of stories about them. I was with the Marquis for only a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Well, everyone report to your stations. Take us into the Badlands, maximum warp. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Well, scanners are picking up no other vessels. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? Well, it could be anywhere. I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam, oh no. And a displacement wave heading towards us. A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Red alert, evasive maneuvers. 5 seconds to impact. Aftermath. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metals, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? It was the caretaker's fault. Major hull and deck damage, transporters are offline, and we're receiving casualty reports. The doctor hasn't made it, I'm afraid, Catherine. We're losing systems across multiple decks, the deuterium tanks are empty, warp core's gone to grey mode. We're on reserves, barely. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline, stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Right, we need stellar cartography back online now. Okay. Click on the question mark icon on the left of the screen to revisit any tutorials. Right, so stellar cartography. That was difficult. It's the caretaker array. Told you. What is that thing? Where are we? Our sensors are working. We just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. Life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Barriers, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. So scan points of interest, marked with a white question marks to reveal resources. So we don't want a Class J planet. I don't know what that is. I know Class M is the oh, Talaxian freighter. Is that? That's where Neelix is, isn't it? Maybe we'll leave that until last. Class E planet, Class Y. What's another Talaxian freighter? 2 cycles away. Did we find some? Navigate your ship by traveling to various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colours of the chance bar represent possible outcomes. Excellent, dark green. Good, light green. Outcomes, more rewards like extra resources, morale increase. Average can include minor setbacks. Bad and terrible outcomes provide low rewards, and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, and severe injuries. Well, let's set course to this, shall we? We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful in here. Let's try this one. Less useful parts than we hoped scattered in the debris. Okay. Let's see what the Talaxians are saying. Abandoned ship, adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound with sealed storage compartments. And a moderate amount of resources. So do we just have to go to every single one of these then? What's that? That's that. Deuterium. Well, we gotta get lucky one time. Oh my days. We can now deactivate grey mode. Ready to increase warp core output. Warp core is a reactor that powers a ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. So that's there. Can we just put it on any, or we'll just go to tier 2 just to be safe, maybe? Maybe not. Tier 1 then. Energy levels are returning to normal. Marquee vessel. It's Chakotay and Seska? Seska. I can't remember. And Tuvok, obviously. And what's her name? The Klingon one. Torres. There's no one on board. Okay. Several life forms on board. Signals are weak. Transporter room repairing. Okay. Get us to a geranium deposit. I mean, why don't we just take a shuttlecraft over there? We now have all this geranium we need. Well, that was quick. Repairing the transporter. We're back online. Set course for the array. It's time we got some answers. We're already at the array. Aren't we? I thought we were. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Away missions represent a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with the matching skills for your away team. Okay then. Well, we've only got 2, so... What is this? I don't know. Quick witted Harry Kim, if you say so. Decide on an approach and select the hero to complete the challenge with appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Okay. In the middle of a cornfield. Any suggestions on what to do next? I mean, I'm not sure which is which here. So they both got less than 100% chance. That's not sure what the symbols mean. Though there are no footprints, Harry and Tom notice subtle disturbances in the cornstalks. Suggesting a path, following these signs, they soon find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch in a nearby farmhouse, strumming a banjo. Okay. After a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. Okay. The old man seems harmless enough, but that's what they always seem like, innit? So, he might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? It's gonna have to be that one, isn't it, really? Argue with the fact that this can't be a farm on Earth and you want to know what's going on. Harry and Tom argue that this can't be Earth. While the old man remains evasive, they sense that other humans and the farm itself are not real. The old man, however, the caretaker, seems to be the only thing that's genuine. He's confused why Harry and Tom are early, as it is not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. You can select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance for a critical success. Golden part of the chance bar. Okay. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the marquee ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. Tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially that back wall. Does that mean so I've got to add these two? Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air, but before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion. The backwall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half Klingon woman, lie on surgical care tables. Okay, we're making some progress now. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline 1. These people must be the missing Marquis. They are being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. Well, see, I'm not sure what these different things mean. But I mean, if you go on the characters themselves, Torres is more likely to bash their way out. Chakotay might have a bit more thought about it. We'll go for Chakotay. Tom rushes towards the tattooed man, hoping to shake him awake. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Tom can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Okay. Sudden return. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her team when Tom Paris unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Captain. What happened over there? We lost contact with you for several hours. Only there for an hour, right, Harry? Harry was just beside me, now he's gone. What happened to Harry? And he's still on the array, but why were you released and not him? Marquis Chakotay? Elena Torres is missing. Is she with you? Share a problem. It would make sense if we solved it together. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of Chakotay and his Marquis crew on the bridge is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Well, Tuvok's already back at his station. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. As am I, Captain. Chakotay, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate your crew. It's not very nice, Chakotay. And I see you have Paris with you too. Are you forming a Marquis Traitors Club, Captain? Maybe, we'll see. Let's focus on bringing back Torres and Kim from the array. Blocking incoming hails. Get down to engineering and figure out whatever's jamming our communications. The ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources in the engineering office to immobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support, secure core decks, and restore deck 5 functionality first. Okay then. To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate the life support unit on the corresponding deck. So turn on life support. Engineering is now accessible. To fix it before we can use it. Right, okay then. Repairs in progress. More deuterium and more uranium. Okay then. So we'll zoom out. Let's scan this. Uranium. Let's set course. Less positive. Okay, so that's just telling us that everything's fixed. Work teams are required to perform repairs, construction, and hull repair on board Voyager. Engineering office fully operational again. We now have an additional work team to carry out 2 tasks. Be able to carry out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional teams by building or upgrading engineering officers. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure crew's food supply. Maintain their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. The morale bar shows current morale. Change to morale per cycle. Icons indicating the crew's needs. Open the overview screen by pressing tab. Switch to morale. Your decision in ship's management and events affects crew morale. If it falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. We won't be having that. I'll put them out the airlocks before that happens. Life support restored on Deck 2. Access to the mess hall is now possible. Sensitive damage, emergency rations deployed. After repair, the crew can access the replicator rations again. Right, so I'm not even sure what all this stuff is. I'm guessing that's how many people it takes. I'm not sure what this is. That's the uranium it needs. That's how many cycles. Address the crew accommodation. Ruined rooms must be cleared to create room for residential sections. Ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you'll have to first remove the remnants of the old. Select the room and give the order to clear the debris. We should continue to collect more resources. More deuterium. The mess hall. Provide the crew, yeah, blah blah blah, it's repaired. That's all we need to know. The mess hall repairs are completed. We should switch the replicators rations now. It would enhance crew well-being. With every cycle your crew consumes rations, you can always use emergency rations, which don't require resources but low morale. Crew is used to consume premium rations made by the replicator. Those increase morale but consume deuterium. Okay. Crew lives on emergency rations, yeah. Right, so we got them back on normal food. Everybody's happier, they're all having the time of their lives. Don't tell them it'll be 70 years before they get back. So now what? Keep exploring the system while repairs are in progress. So where have we been? Alright, so we're here now. I mean, it looks like it's similar. Well, it's obviously not as similar. We've got to get lucky one time. See, we've got lucky. Finally build some crew quarters. Back is killing me from sleeping in the corridor. To build new rooms, select the empty building space to bring up the construction menu. If you have enough work teams and resources, you can build the room. Maintenance crew, technology combat. Ooh, Borg technology. Crew is your lifeblood of the ship. Each room requires personnel to operate. Keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation or morale may drop faster than you'd like. So we've just got to make sure what I'll call the caretaker. Alright, let's talk to him, shall we? Hail the array! Who's this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. That's the old guy with the banjo, though he seemed a lot less jellyfishy. What does jellyfishy mean? Oh, so he looks like a jellyfish. Back in the array. We mean you no harm, we just want our people back. We just have to leave them. Ooh. So if I do this and fail, do they die? That is the question I'm wondering. Do they die? No humanoid life forms. Okay. Appeal to its humanity. Family and friends rely on us. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? I must honor a debt that can never be repaid. Find something that cannot be found. Nothing we can do. We not even tried, mate. Stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have enough time. Not enough time. He's cut us off. We haven't got any closer. Maybe Starfleet diplomacy isn't bad after all. I've observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the fifth planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's our only lead. Let's make it so. Or engage, or whatever Janeway says, I can't remember. Let's find our people. Set course for the fifth planet on the neighboring system. Okay, so sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. Right. So we got a sector map. We're there. That's where it wants us to go. This is where we find Neelix, is it? Neelix and what's her face? Do we? Okay, just hold on a second. Sick bay we could probably do with repairing sick bay. But we can't because it's locked. We don't have enough stuff. we'll get them working on that, which I probably shouldn't have done. Continue. There we are, Captain, and might I say, what a ride. Voyager handles like a dream. Responsive, agile. Yeah, don't get too carried away. Nick Colcano, we now know who you really are. Following the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Harry and Kim and B'Elanna? Are Harry and Kim? Are Harry, Kim, and B'Elanna perhaps being held in this place? What's so special? Let's do a general scan of the planet. An M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. However, there are settlements. Why would anyone want to leave it there? Want to live there? Strange but intriguing. We might as well do all this stuff, haven't we? Consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of desert. I can't even speak today. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There is something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. Said he's running out of time. We better hurry. Prepare an away team. Small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. Here we are, look. Bloody Neelix. A peculiar alien, you're not wrong, he's very peculiar. Mischievous grin greets Voyager. Neither Starfleet nor the Marquis vessel have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant. Just don't try his cooking. Would we find anything on this rock? Never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess, you were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy. Brought here against your will. Well, hundreds of times, maybe 50 times, but the caretaker has been bringing more ships here for months now. That's what the Ocampo call him. He's probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampo. Tricky place, dangerous. You could use a guide, but of course a guide needs a little, you know, compensation. Sounds fair. Pesky void voles been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. Oh, she's offering up all this food and water. We haven't even got any. We're on rations. Right, so now I need to... What? Neelix isn't ready. That's an interstellar cloud. Anything there? Oh, that looks bad. If that goes wrong, it looks bad. We'll go for the nice safe option. Okay, so we're full of deuterium now. So what we'd really want is the other one. Okay, we'll go there. So we've got something. Is Neelix ready now, is he? Yeah, he is. Oh, it's the caretaker. What was it called again? Tomato soup. He loves his tomato soup, Neelix. Alfarian hair pasta ball is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. I doubt it very much, Neelix. We need your assistance now. Oh yes, your missing crew. Right, scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot, you'll find a Kazon Ogla encampment. One Kazon sector of many. They control part of this quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. The Campadu of your people is just finding them is a bit tricky. We'll just send the away team down. We probably should have done more research. Right. Lack of quarters, many are sleeping in the corridors, morale is suffering. Well, we've built a lot of quarters apparently. So Neelix is going down. We need a survivalist. This is everything we need for challenges, is it? So recommended traits, selection, survivalist. We'll send two back down as well. The away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Right, so we'll get Chakotay to do this one. Chakotay determines the cardinal directions. He navigates the team through a rocky valley, eventually reaching a rocky ledge, gaining a better view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Ogla. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Right, well, we're in a bit of shit, aren't we? So that's not very good chances. That's slightly better. Oh. The away team quickly analyzes the terrain, discovering a natural crevice offering the best protection from the storm. The rock walls shield them from the worst of the wind and sand. And after what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogla settlement. Sometimes certain approaches in away missions bear additional risk. Dangerous approaches are marked by a 1 on the danger level indicator. Or marked by a danger level indicator, which is there. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Fatality. We reach the settlement. How should we approach the people here? Yeah, we'll leave it to Neelix because he's not useful for much. So they recognize him. Everything seems to be going well. So Neelix darkens. The background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon but more like a human with pointy ears appears around the corner. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease the captain? Sacrifice Neelix. That's what we should do. Do we? Assure them you have no bad intentions. Only explains their peaceful intentions, emphasizing the desire to find their missing crew. It eases the tension and explains the camp live underground. Their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their own source of water. As proof, he points to the bruised woman, explaining that she's one of the few who have managed to reach the surface, when suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser, he points it at Jabin, and demands for the camper girl to be freed. She's 2 years old, Neelix. Get a grip, man. Should retreat. We're gonna take a risk. The away team lays down covering fire, forcing the Kazon to take cover. This allows them to minimize their exposure to enemy fire. Jabin, though furious, seems to acknowledge the away team's fighting skills. They escape with no casualties. Superb. Mission complete. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescue woman kiss passionately. How deep does their relationship between the two go? My dearest Kez, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you would come for me, my love. No, this is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. Understand, I want to repay you and your crew for saving me, because in a few years I will go psychotic. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the caretaker. There is a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. You may be able to transport through the barrier if you had the slightest breach, and transport a signal amplifier would be necessary. Can you help us, Kez? Of course you can, it's the least you can do. Right. Do we really want to know the backstory? Why not? I met Kez while I was trading with the Kazon. They enslaved her, but she was kind. Even to someone like me, I had to get her out. He visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. That's all lies. Not funny at all, is it? It was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. I apologize for misleading you all. Let's get started on that transport signal amplifier. And Kez, we'll go to sickbay and have you examined. There isn't a sickbay, is there? It's just not, you know, we can't get it. Ship. Battery compartment. Oh, that's holodeck. Battery. Right, where's that's science sick bay. Now we can repair it. 3 cycles. Let's have a look around, shall we? What's this? Deuterium, which we have quite a lot of. Geranium, that's what we want. Sick bay. Injured and sick crew will be placed in sick bay automatically. After treatment, they'll go back to work. Increase the efficiency of the sick bay by assigning a suitable hero. What seems to be the nature of your medical emergency? After Janeway activates the EMH, a shimmering figure materializes in sick bay ready to provide critical care. He's a doctor, not a light bulb. Please state the nature of medical emergency. Okay. Chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient cares. Nothing can't handle. Most capable hands. Thank you, doctor. That's very kind of you. Do my best, Captain. I am programmed for optimal medical care. If you excuse me, I have a patient to attend to and a sick bay to reorganize. Repair and activate the science laboratory. Laboratory, whatever you want to call it. 2 cycles. That's not a problem. Right. Science lab's back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Good to know. Good to know. Right, so that's in progress. Efficiency bonus. The doctor would be good in there. We can stick Kaz in there for now. Why not? So that's the number of cycles we've been through. 21. System. Right. And so now we can just scan that deuterium. Yeah, we'll go and grab some, why not? We might need it. Access to the tech tree to research new upgrades. This way you can upgrade rooms or unlock passive bonuses to improve efficiency. Certain technologies first require an upgrade to the tier 1 of a technological category. I keep reading the 1s and 2s as 1s and 2s when it's just showing you on the pictures. Unlocking the new tech costs research points. Research points are produced by active science labs, but can also be gained as rewards in away missions and such. The blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Of course you do. Everything's broken. 3 cycles. Let's have a look at this tech tree, shall we? So tier 1 is just basically nothing. Tier 2, advanced maneuvering thrusters. Shuttle bay level 2. Okay. I don't. Do I have to buy tier 2 first? Research tier 2. Okay. Okay. Then we just go like. Okay, how do we get out of here? Okay then. Rotating the shield frequency should be good if we run across the bog. Okay, I'm done with it. How do I get out of this? It's not escape. I'm stuck. I need an adult. I don't want to abort the research, I want to abort this screen, man. This was a mistake. I'm stuck in this screen. Right, so how do I get out of this? Interesting. Well, we all died of old age in the Delta Quadrant because we were stuck on this screen. It's good to know. It's probably something so simple. Right, well, I had to connect to controller and press B. I didn't even know you could use controller, but it might be a bit more difficult. I thought we were at 21 cycles earlier, so I don't know what's going on there. A hail from an unidentified vessel requesting assistance. Not taking any chances. Right, the workshop is done. Workshop repaired. We can start production on the signal amplifier. Good to know. We've unlocked that for some reason that I should have really thought about. I've already been to that. Is that why nothing's happening? It's all deuterium, isn't it? Signal amplifier has been completed and ready for use. It would be wise to make haste back to the camper. Well, we were kind of on his way anyway, weren't we? Sending away team, of course. Kez, well, I suppose she does belong there, doesn't she? You see, I don't think we need a pilot, and we sure as hell don't need a botanist. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they flinch in fear and back off a bit. "Watch out," shouts one of them, "the foreign warriors are back." Let's just go for it. They made no attempt to stop us. Use the amplifier. Critical success. The away team deploys the transport signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. They successfully transport themselves through the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team, glowing in a warm white light and littered with patches of green, the Ocampa City. We're inside the Ocampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find them? We can try that. Failure. Not wanting to interfere with the team is forced to rely on other methods. They find Harry and B'Elanna awake but disoriented. Surrounded by strange medical equipment, B'Elanna, wary of the unfamiliar faces, instinctively reaches for a weapon. But before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. A message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repossessed itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnels, dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. The team analyzes the tremors interference pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal amplifier to compensate. The transporter signal stabilizes, allowing the team to lock onto the beam and materialize safely back on Voyager. Mission complete. B'Elanna recruited. Welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Janeway. I'll be your captain this evening. Ensign Kim, it's good to have you back in one piece. I don't think I'll ever see Voyager again. Well, you'll never see a promotion, Harry, I'm afraid. What the hell is going on here, Chakotay? Since when are we cozying up to Starfleet? It's a long story, B'Elanna. You just mind your own business, shall we? Mind your own beeswax. We share a common goal, getting back home. Anything learned on the planet could help us. Asked if they learned anything about the caretaker. Acting weird, apparently. Abducting people is a new hobby of his. Oh, that's good. Oh, and he increased the campus power supply enough to last them for 5 years, if I recall correctly. He sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? The Ocampa are annoyingly friendly and incredibly naive. They won't last 5 minutes on the surface. They've been living underground for over 500 generations. Caretaker opened a deep chasm and led us underground. Something called the warming. Oh, global warming did it, that's what it is. Surface turned into a desert. On that day the caretaker appeared and built a city. Since then he's provided for the Ocampa. A debt that can never be repaid. There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Ocampa homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. Caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he's responsible for the ecological damage. Building the underground city and caring for the helm, he seems to be trying to make amends. In addition, Ensign Kim mentioned that the caretaker provided the Ocampa with a mere 5 years worth of energy, coupled with the destruction of the access tunnels. In his frequent references to running out of time, the logical conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. I believe he is dying. Dum dum dum. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? caretaker mentioned that you might have what he needs. Can you make any sense of that? We woke up covered in strange ulcerations. The camper said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before we met the guy. What a crock. They also said the caretaker sent others with the same disease, but they didn't recover. They died. I want you both in sick bay now. Their condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material for what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears that to have been introduced deliberately, though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. The start of the treatment, they should make a full recovery. Doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis, Captain. Aware of his imminent death, caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard their camper for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, one who will continue his work. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. If he dies before finding a suitable successor, we'll be stranded. I have to return to the array before it's too late. Given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. Shields first, then phasers. So we gotta fix the torpedo bay. Shield generator. Oops. Right, so where is the shield generator? There it is. Need more teams, okay. We'll just fly around the system a bit longer, shall we? Are we short? Oh no, we got exactly enough for that. Not enough work teams. I thought they'd just finished. Is that done now? No, so it says hire more in the engineering office. Right. I remember where that is now. Add work team. I don't seem to be able to add a work team. Right, so let's have a look now in the ship. That's repairing. Oh, I just need to click on it. Is that all I have to do? Right then, system. It's in this sector, isn't it, actually? Where's he gone? I said it was at a camper, didn't it? Has he disappeared or what? Our offensive and defensive capabilities are being restored, Captain. Let's show this quadrant what we're really made of. A major problem brewing down in engineering. Deuterium levels critical. Right. Boo. Proper shafted me that, didn't it? Oh, I thought we'd fixed it, my bad. I thought we'd fixed it. Right then, now let's see what the caretaker's got to say. Kazons. Let's see what the Kazon is saying then. Do you truly believe you can defeat? I know we can defeat you, mate. I've seen it before. We are not fools. Okay then, we have no dispute with Janeway. Let's just blow him out of the sky. The array is mine. Leave or face my wrath. Discuss this. Is disconnected and the powering up the weapons. Battle stations. Each combat encounter, you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize their specific strengths and abilities. Click on the plus symbols to select new heroes. Okay, so we want a pilot. We want shield hacking. Let's see. So the Voyager will fight semi-autonomously. Phasers are fired automatically. Torpedoes manually. You can control the ship by opening the command menu and deciding how to approach the enemy. So we got Eon orders and torpedoes up there. What are my orders? Order your ship to try and attack or defend a side with either defensive or offensive movement. Fleeing requires enemy engines to be damaged. While surrendering costs resources as a form of payment, you can also repair damaged subsystems. Proceed to offensive movement. Well, we want to target the weapons. In battle, heroes' abilities can be activated by the selection them with the mouse or press the number of keys. The blue countdown indicates that the ability is activated, while a white countdown shows cooldown. More detailed information about the effects abilities. Okay. Torpedoes have to be fired manually. Yes, yes, yes. They're very powerful weapons, causing great damage. However, their effect is negligible against shields. Okay. Enemy shields destroyed. I don't even know who we're attacking. Nice, we won either way. That went better than expected. Our raider is still in good shape. I'll keep it close by just in case more Kazon decide to show up. Call for reinforcements. Oh dear. Hail the array. We are persistent. We need to send us back where we came from. Impossible. I barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Acampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. Send us home. Oh dear. I could try to access the array systems to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant, Captain. My fading time is up. If you leave, the array will be left to the Kazon. They will annihilate the Acampa. We must destroy it. We will be stranded. We should be thinking about us. Protect the Acampa. What is right and what is easy? The caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home. It's not an impossible choice, is it though? It's a simple choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant. Leaving the Acampa defenseless, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. He's gone. Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary control system and send us back? Yes, send us home, Mr. Tuvok. Protecting the Acampa would violate the Prime Directive. It would. It would violate the Prime Directive. We're going home. It's my ship, Chakotay. Go fall down some stairs. The array is ready. Engage. Janeway makes the call. Voyager will return home. Tuvok activates the caretaker technology, and a blinding white light engulfs the ship. Uncertainty hangs in the air. Will it work? Will they make it back? Time seems to freeze as the crew braces for the unknown. Voyager materializes in the Alpha Quadrant. The familiar stars are a welcome sight, but the joy of returning home quickly fades as Starfleet and Maquis meet eyes. Just moments ago, they were allies, united by a common goal. Now back in familiar territory, the reason for their alliance has vanished. We're actually back, Harry. We made it, indeed. Yes, I abandoned the Acampa. You would have been home a lot sooner in the series if she hadn't have been so selfless, helping everybody. Another powerful enemy preying on the weak, just like the Cardassians. I won't apologise for putting my crew first, Chakotay. If you don't like it, go and get another tattoo. The only reason you and I formed this alliance was to get our people home safely. And to hand me over to Starfleet? No, we'll let him go. Because, you know, we're not a complete nasty person, you know. I'm going to make a full report to Starfleet Command about how the Maquis regrettably evaded our attempts to apprehend them. When I return to the bridge, I trust you and your crew will have made yourselves scarce. What are we waiting for? Get out of here. I've just cost Harry a life and family. Not Harry, Tom, sorry. Thank you and goodbye, Captain. Value compassion over logic. You shouldn't complain either, Tuvok. I just stopped you from being Tuvix. Yeah, I'll get you out of there. Seems our adventure's come to an end, Mr. Paris. Set a course for Starfleet headquarters. It's time to report in for a coffee break. And that's it. You've reached the end of the demo. Now, as far as I understand, when it fully releases, there will be voiceovers. Because that was a lot of reading for me. Out loud. For you. The 3-4 people who might watch this. So, yeah, there will be voiceovers and things might change. Maybe better music, maybe some actual Star Trek music, which would be nice. I might put some in, but then I'll just get copyrighted, so we'll see. Might put some in at the start. But yeah, that was it. It was nice to see how quickly they would get home if Janeway wasn't, you know, all about helping people. It's nice just to go through the series. There will be points in the series, like there's the part where you could get through the wormhole, but she wants to stop the Ferengi. You could get home by leaving them, just going through the wormhole. And all the other countless times that she, you know, let the crew down by choosing to save the other people and not get them home. But yeah, that was it. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Live long and prosper.